Put a booth up at the Western Montana Fair to show off exotic insects and you'll attract a crowd. Youngsters are especially drawn to these strange animals.
Like if I saw this from far away, I'd be like, oh, that's a pretty weird looking stick.
Falcon is fascinated with the Vietnamese walking stick.
They are so proud of themselves and just absolutely enthralled by the animal that they're holding in their hands.
These insects are part of a nonprofit founded by Glenn and Jen Marangelo.
Our mission is to inspire an appreciation and understanding of insects and their relatives.
They're such incredible learning subjects.
They're a huge part of the chain of life.
We could not live without them. They provide so many essential services.
They're predators and are predated upon to keep the insect world itself in check. They're pollinators.
They help break down dung and carrion and wood and leaf litter, and they help build our soils.
Everyone can learn more about insects and their close relatives when the Marangelos open their Missoula Butterfly House and Insectarium next June. It will be part of the Rocky Mountain Gardens and Exploration Center now being constructed at the Missoula County Fairgrounds.
The closest facility that's got something similar to what we will provide is in Seattle.
Besides insects like this, the building will devote 2,500 square feet to butterflies.
80 degrees, 80% humidity. We estimate at any given time there'll be probably about 500 free-flying butterflies.
The Marangelos had operated a smaller insectarium in downtown Missoula for 4 years.
We were able to bring a lot of teachers and do field trips for them. And so that really just firmed up our belief that this is something that Missoula would support.
The new facility will house the Missoula County Extension Office. It will offer educational programs on insects.
On native pollinizers, and that's one of the things we're going to have here is called a bee lawn that can attract the native bees.
We are going to show a lot of these big charismatic animals that you got to see at the Insectarium, but we are also going to highlight some of our native species as well.
The scientists don't have the butterflies yet. They don't have enough room in their current spaces, but they have a sizable collection of exotic insects. These are Madagascar hissing cockroaches.
They're kind of the cleaner-uppers of the environment.
These tropical bugs wouldn't survive at all in the Montana wild. They live in egg cartons. It gives whole families the little nooks they need to be happy.
Mom and dad, aunt and uncles, brothers, sisters.
Where would an insectarium be without a tarantula? Polly is one of its biggest stars, but she's not available for many public appearances. She's molting, shedding a coat that's grown too small.
To kind of expand and do a little bit of growing.
Here, Brenna shows us the exoskeletons of tarantulas.
They shed throughout their lives, so it's not a one-time thing.
Her name is R2, and she's a Chilean rose-hair tarantula.
Glenn says R2 is sweet and tolerant.
I mean, if she wanted to, she could dig her fangs into me.
You probably shouldn't hold this giant forest scorpion.
That very classic tail curled up. This one's got some attitude, I think.
See how an ultraviolet light changes the scorpion's color. Here's that Vietnamese walking stick again.
There's some that look just like sticks, there's some that look like bark, there's some that look like leaves.
Like this baby leaf insect. It's a type of walking stick too.
You know, it's a great one for kids to be able to hold. I think the scariest thing for us is they're extremely fragile.
These animals are great teaching ambassadors.
These exotic insects are just a small sample of the animals that we can see, but there are countless multitudes that we can't see, all of them working behind the scenes for us every day. Kevin Mackey, NBC, Montana.